They covet fields and take them by violence.
And what is that talking about? How did they get America, the North American Indians? They killed millions upon millions of North American Indians, which are the lost tribe of Gad, and put them on reservations and took their land. They went to Africa and stole their land. And it goes on and on. China, India, South America, Canada, all these lands, Europe, all these lands were owned by the dark nations. And these devils took all this. And this is their time to pay. Read on.
And houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house.
And aren't they doing that? You so-called Negroes, West Indian, and Puerto Ricans know damn well that these devils are doing that. And don't tell me that it's individuals. Read on.
Even a man and his heritage.
Even a man and his heritage. That's heavy. You know what the heritage mean? Because you so-called Negroes, Puerto Ricans, West Indian, North American Indians, you don't have a heritage. You don't know your true heritage. The first thing you say, I'm a black man, I'm a Balalian, I'm an African. Everything under the sun except for who you are, which is your true heritage and history, which is the Israelites. That's who you are, the Israelites. Your language is Hebrew. Your constitution is the scriptures. Now let's read the next scripture. This is found in Habakkuk, the 1st chapter, the 3rd and the 4th verse.
Why dost thou show me iniquity, and cause me to hold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there rise up in strife and contention.
And this is what the white man does. He's the one that causes the violence. He's the one that sets up the news and puts it on the news at night. He sets up all this wickedness. Read on.
Therefore the law is slacked, and judgment doth never go forth.
Therefore the law is slack. In this country, the law is slack, man. A European gets caught with $24 million worth of cocaine, and they call him a good man and let him go. Meanwhile, they catch a so-called Negro looking like he's going to steal a loaf of bread, and they'll try to put him in jail for life. Read on. Is that it?
For the wicked doth compass me about, the righteous. Wait, let me read that again. For the wicked doth compass about the righteous.
For the wicked does compass about the righteous. Now go to the book of Psalms. Psalms, the 58th chapter, starting from the 1st verse. This is what David, as he was writing the Psalms, said to these Europeans in the future. He's asking them a question. Psalms 58:1, and read to about the 2nd verse.
Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation?
And that's what they're asking. That's what the scriptures is asking. Do you Europeans speak righteousness? Show that facade again. I'm asking the Supreme Court. I'm asking the world, dude. Does a white man speak righteous? They got women set up as judges, all right? When the scriptures condemn this. Read on.
Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men?
No, they don't judge uprightly. That's why they're going to be brought down. Read on.
Yea, in heart ye work wickedness.
In heart ye work wickedness. From your very beginnings you have worked wickedness. Now you wonder why these situations are coming up with these cops getting shot. You try to blame it on a girl, but you find out that it was another officer that shot this cop. Then on 124th Street in Harlem, you shot up this European woman, and you probably thought it was a black person or a Puerto Rican. But the trigger has been turned on you now. And this is not coincident. That last flight where the front end was knocked off, you try to give it a logical excuse. Yes, it is a logical excuse. The Most High is the one that's doing all these things. Read on.
Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth.
Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. You're the ones that cause violence in the earth. And with that, we're going to go further downtown and see what more wickedness you Europeans, you Edomites, have put on the earth. Let's finish reading.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Now this goes on to tell you that as soon as you devils, you Europeans are born, you're wicked as hell. Read on.
They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies.
As soon as they are born, they speak lies.
Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deer, adder that stoppeth the ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely.
And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to wake up these people to the truth, but they're going to stop their ears to the truth. Why? because their poison is their philosophy, their false philosophy. Read on.
Break the teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord.
And the Most High is going to have to bring this man down. That's the only way justice is going to be in the earth, after this devil is brought down.
Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away.
And what that represents is thermonuclear destruction, because the way this man is going to go out is through thermonuclear destruction. And with that, we're going to go and see what else we can find. We're standing down here in Lower Manhattan, and we're at the U.S. Customs House, all right, in Manhattan. What we see here as we'll walk forward, first of all, this is supposed to be Semiramis, the mother of Nimrod, which was the whore that sat on many waters. And then later in the show, we're going to try to see if we can get an image or a picture of the Statue of Liberty, which represents Nimrod's mother, Semiramis. Now let's move in and notice this thing. Like I said, Semiramis is the mother of Nimrod. Nimrod is represented as the baby that Semiramis had. And throughout history, you'll notice that through all different rulerships and kingdoms, they always had a mother and child concept. And the names would change to suit the different nationalities that had this concept. But the beginning goes back to Semiramis and Nimrod. As you can notice at the bottom of her feet, there are skulls. The skulls represent the death that the mother, the great harlot, which the American system follows today, this is what they represent. And the skulls, as I said, represent death. On my right side, there's a so-called North American Indian, which is from the tribe of Gad of the nation of Israel. And it tells you in Daniel, the 7th chapter, how America was going to take over the North American Indians and wear out the saints. And you can see how he's bowed down because they took this land, and they still got this land to this very day. Let's go further to the front of her. And if you notice her facial features, she looks like a so-called black woman, because the original Semiramis was in fact a black woman, an Ethiopian, a Babylonian. And the child is supposed to be represented as Nimrod. And in the back of her is the cross. A lot of you think the cross goes back to Christ and worshiping of the church, which that's a big lie. That's satanic worship. So all you that go into churches are worshiping Satan. Now let's go to this side here. You see she has the ancient Babylonian garments on, and this statue right here, showing you that Esau knows exactly what he's doing. That Esau knows that their whole system is set up by Nimrod's system, Semiramis. What do you think the white man got Christmas from? Back from Nimrod. During the time of the Babylonians, they used to set up a thing, a so-called Christmas tree, and put symbols on this, and put silver and gold utensils on this thing, and they still worship this to this very day. Easter, that goes back to Istar, which is Semiramis, during the time of the Egyptians and the Phoenicians. Now let's move on, and we're going to notice some more statues. Now there's another setup of Semiramis, but this time her facial features look like a white woman, because through the history and through the different empires, they changed the way she looked, and they changed the names, but they kept the same concept. Now in the back there's another Gadite, a North American Indian, and how he's leaning on the back of her, showing how America brutally took this country from the tribe of Gad. And on the bottom of that is an eagle. What's the symbol of America? The eagle. We're showing you that this city is the capital of Satan, especially Manhattan, with all its satanic worship, all its satanic churches, all its satanic symbols that we see. Let's move on. Torch in the hand, which represents Lucifer, the torch bearer. And it had a woman to represent Lucifer as being the torch bearer. Let's move on. Here's someone else, another image of a man under her arms. As I said, this is represented as the mother of Nimrod, Semiramis. Let's move on. Here's another image of the great whore that sitteth on many waters. The great whore that sitteth on many waters, Semiramis. And we're going to read about her in the Bible. And what it really represents is the American and Roman Catholic system, which is nothing but satanic worship. Let's read that. Revelations, the 17th chapter, and we'll start from the first verse and read down. This is represented as the whore that sat on many waters, which is in the harbor right now, which the world ignorantly calls Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. Let's read.
And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
And we saw 3 statues of the great whore. Read on.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And now jump to the 15th verse quickly to show you what the water represents. The water represents peoples and nations and tongues. As we can see in these 3 depictions here, these 3 statues that you have. Turn back again to this statue here. They show you 3 so-called North American Indians, one crouching down, a woman crouching over him, trying to bring him down, and another man bowed down to the earth. This is what the sea represents, how she sitteth upon many waters. Let's read that in the 15th verse to show you what the sea represents, the waters represent.
And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
So that shows you what the waters represent. Now jump back to where you left off.
The inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with her wine of her fornication.
And you see how they're bowed down to the earth? Why? Through her philosophy, through the so-called white man's deviltry. Read on.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now this represents Semiramis, the United States government, the Roman Catholic Church, as one whole system. And she sat upon a scarlet-colored beast. What is that represented? The other European empires that are in cahoots and in alliance with her. Read on.
And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
And that represents America. This is one of the richest nations on the planet Earth. But as you can see through the media, America's going down. Read on.
Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her head was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great.
Mystery, Babylon the Great. This is, America is the mystery that everybody's trying to find out. What is Babylon? Where is Babylon? You're standing right in Babylon. It's America. Read on.
The mother of harlots.
The mother of harlots, meaning that of all the whores of the earth, she's the mother of all of them. Read on.
And abominations of the earth.
And this is the abomination of the earth. Let's move on. Our women give all their spirit and their soul to the so-called white man, the devil. But the day's gonna come when our head's gonna roll. Let's move on. Ready? Over here on this side, we just noticed something. The world globe. And what does it represent? It represents, give me the book of Job 9:24. You see that book that she has on the top of the world? With her filthy hand on the book in a fist position. What does this represent? Well, let's find out. This is the wicked that runs the earth. Let's see what it says. And the book represents the judgment. Job 9:24.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.